Hello and welcome! I'm Piano, and you're watching The Light That Banishes the Darkness. As that today is what we hope to become. I am so irritated that it's still at 99, especially when I have 100%ed this game before, but I don't care. I don't. I spent far too long yesterday, most of which I wasn't actively recording during, just seeking out everywhere I could think of, looking up where every missile expansion in the game was, being confused because it looked to me like I had visited them all. So yeah, I'm completely clueless. If this upsets you, dear viewers, that's understandable. It upsets me, too. But at some point, you just have to sit down and say, no, I'm tired of this. Let the trilogy continue. And like I said yesterday, I know what the 100% ending for this game is. It is nothing remarkable. We are not missing much by not having that. Prime 1's 100% ending was like... Sorry, my cat is pestering me. There, now I have a kitty. Prime 1's 100% ending is actually important because that's the origin story of Dark Samus, but this game, not so much. Anyway, point is, let's go get it done. It's like with Final Fantasy IX, like, I just had to admit to myself that this wasn't productive, it wasn't enjoyable to watch, I had beaten the game. Well, in this case, I have not beaten the game, we're gonna do that today, but I can beat the game. We have all the keys, we have all the energy tanks, we have all but one of the missile expansions. We'll be fine. Did the little sparkles, darkness, corruption particles there always blow in the wind like that? I can't say, but I am here, I have a kitty, and together we are going to end this curse. If it turns out it was actually, like, here the whole time, I'm gonna be so mad. But, like, I've accepted that I'm not finishing this with 100% scans. I can accept that I'm not finishing it with 100% items either. It's irritating as hell, but it's happening. Let's set those keys in place. Let's open the gateway. We can now enter the Sky Temple. Let's do it. Yeah, okay. The Sky Temple Energy Controller. This is basically the Great Temple, but flipped over. This is the last save station of the game. And we're going to put it to good use. Now, I did kind of roast Metroid Prime, but as you can see, this game is significantly harder than Prime 1. And I definitely remember the final battle being a major endurance test. Let's get to it. What's this room? Sanctum Access. And here's the Sanctum. This is the core of the final Dark Energy Collector. The last collection of planetary energy lies within the core. When you place it within the energy transfer module for return to Aether, this world will become heavily unstable. Yeah, but we're not getting it without a fight, are we? The Emperor Ing. Ruler of the Ing Horde. Target will form numerous tentacles to defend itself. Eliminate them to weaken its defenses. Like its brethren, the Emperor Ing is a metamorph. It has molded itself around the precious energy controller and will defend it to the death using its own body as a shield and a weapon. Destroy the tentacles it generates to weaken the creature and its defenses. Yeah, and then the trunk, I guess, is a separate scan. Ruler of the Ing Horde. Target is drawing energy from the unstable energy controller. Eliminating target's connection to the energy may be an effective strategy. Bioscans indicate that this is the eldest, strongest Ing in the Horde, the Alpha and the Omega. It has absorbed enormous amounts of phazon energy into its body, mutating itself in the process. Apparently, this power is not enough for the creature, as it is now siphoning energy from the final energy controller. Lovely! Anyway, yeah, we gotta hit those tentacles. Ow. Which, I'd like if I could hit multiples. Ow. Why are these things up so high? It's hard to aim at them. Oh hey, they drop beam ammo? Okay. We might want some of that. Anyway. There. Emperor Ing Eye. Unstable Ing biomass. Central eye is protected by a potent barrier shield. Shield does not provide complete coverage, however. It has exposed its main eye from which it can fire powerful energy beams. It is protected by a barrier shield, although not completely. The eye can be locked onto, but only direct shots will get past the shield. Yeah, okay. Ooh, take that! Aww. Ow! Stop flailing all those tentacles around, would you? Alright, we wait for the gap. It's turning the other way. Anyway, get Sonic blasted. More tentacles. Ow! What's it doing? Why are they glowing with light energy? Oh, portal stab. Oh, that's fun. Ow. Okay, there. Ooh, take that! Hey, stop pushing me into the Phazon. Why is there so much Phazon here anyway? Like, does this thing, this Ing, this Emperor feed upon it? I mean, probably. Like, the scan mentioned it was mutated by Phazon. Alright. Ow! Stop that. Okay. Gotcha! But yeah, we're not done. I mean, we have seen how crazy this game goes with multi-phase bosses compared to Prime 1. Emperor Chrysalis, regenerating Ing Ruler. Target's regen shell is magnetically charged. 11 weak points have been detected. Target them with concussive blast to shatter the regen shell. The heavily damaged Emperor Ing has entered a regenerative state inside a durable healing shell. Tactical scans have detected 11 weak points on the magnetically charged shell. Spider ball travel is possible on the surface. Damage the weak spots with explosives to crack the shell and expose the enemy within. So, yeah, final boss has a morph ball phase. Ow. Anyway, I think we have to get these tentacles that come out of the little cracks. Ooh, like that. Appreciating the health drops. Burn. Oh, baby, a double. I think this is probably the best use case for power bombs we're going to get the whole game. And honestly, it's a good reason to have collected all 8 of those power bomb expansions. Appreciating the health and missile pickups too. We're probably going to want those for the next phase. It now resembles the warrior Ings. Altered ruler of the Ing Horde. Further phase-on mutation of the Emperor Ing has occurred. The creature seems to only take damage when its heart is light or dark. Find a way to change the heart to one of those colors. Further exposure to phase-on has mutated the Emperor Ing. It is now capable of shielding its vulnerable areas with energy barriers. Beams of opposite polarity can damage these barriers, however. Heavy damage to the barriers will cause them to drop, exposing the creature's weak spots. Target the weak spots to immobilize and damage the enemy. Okay. Bang! I absolutely fell for that fake out. You are not easy to hit. Maybe we need to try Seekers instead of Supers. Okay, wait, I think... Yeah, its heart is darkness, so... So it's like Prime 1, basically. Yeah, it's like Metroid Prime Exoskeleton. Get lasered. Dang, it went neutral again. Gotta be careful with our beam ammo here, because only light and dark damage can, like, genuinely harm it. Okay, light this time. Well, how about this? I did get some beam ammo for that. Dang. Whoops! Did not mean to do that again. I blame the A button for being so dang big, and like the X and Y buttons just being right next to it on the GameCube controller. Wait, oh, it went neutral again, didn't it? You know, this thing is not easy to hit. Like, we're doing okay damage to it, but, we're going through a lot of missiles and beam ammo, and that's making me a bit concerned. That definitely dealt damage to it, didn't it? I don't know, it's cool and it gets me beam ammo. So I'm okay with it. Ow! Alright, I will stop trying to Dark Burst it. Ow! Weird that this thing would have light powers, but I mean... how else to prove that it has mastery over that which it hates and fears? How else to deal with defiant members of its horde? Are there defiant Ings? I can only presume so, because, like, they're not a hive mind. They are stated in multiple scans to have individual wills. Pew 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 pew! Really needed that dark ammo. Okay, it went light mode. Well, you know what? Ow. Light, dark, yeah. Why not just use both? I can't tell if that hit. Ooh, that one definitely did, though. It switched colors on me. Well, boy, glad I was charging an Annihilator shot. Okay. Don't switch to light mode, please. It switched to light mode. Of course it switched to light mode. Okay, we got darkness ammo. Good. I gotta say, I'm doing much better on health than I thought I would be. Yep. Yep! Hey, guess who tripped the X button again? Alright. Burn in the light! Oh, darkness freezing effect. Kind of weird that this is like the first time in the game we've seen that. Especially when you consider that, like, Dark Samus had a phase-on freezing effect anyway. Be gone, fiend! Orb. I don't like all these purple sparkles in the air, though. Planetary condition critical, escape at once. This is a remix of the escape sequence theme from the original Metroid, which was recently, around the time this game came out, remade as Metroid Zero Mission on the Game Boy Advance. Alright, I presume the save station isn't working. That's okay, I don't need it. Like, I'm at full health. How am I at full health? Oh right, getting the energy, it recharges you, doesn't it? Anyway. Samus, why are you looking at the phase-on? Okay, yeah. That's a pretty good reason. Dark Samus 3, supercharged with phase-on energy. Target's phase-on energy weaponry and defense systems are at full power. Phase-on exposure has rendered Dark Samus invisible to your Dark Visor. She has absorbed tremendous levels of phase-on into her body. Too much, perhaps. She can vent phase-on energy in the form of destructive blasts and protective shields. Doing so will help her maintain stability. Exposure to phase-on has rendered her invisible to the Dark Visor. These new abilities, combined with her already formidable arsenal, place Dark Samus at the highest threat level. Yeah, okay. Phase-on beam incoming! Ooh, nice hit there. Anyway, she might be invisible, but she's not inaudible. Oh dear. Dark Samus 4, unstable phase-on energy form. Target can generate shield immune to all forms of attack except phase-on energy. Draw and expel phase-on for use as a weapon. She's temporarily become a being of pure yet unstable phase-on energy. She can generate a shield that is invulnerable to all attacks save one. Blasts of phase-on energy itself. Use your charge beam to collect phase-on energy that she expels, then fire it back at her. Direct hits will overload and disrupt her essence. Scans 99%, items 99%. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Ow! Okay, so we have to, like, collect this stuff in our charge beam. At least if I remember right. damn it. I think I jumped the gun a little too fast there. Anyway, we don't have time to play around. We gotta finish this in 6 minutes. Alright. Come to me. Ow. Collected. Yeah, basically we just do that a bunch. It's very similar to the Metroid Prime Core fight, which isn't surprising because this is Metroid Prime Core. And also it's way more stressful because of that time limit. 5 minutes and counting. Ooh, that was a nice one. See, if we keep that up, this is going to be no problem. Up too early again. Okay, she's going into energy being state again. Collected. God damn it! She made me drop my charge. No. God damn it! That's the problem with this. One of her attacks, like I'm not sure which, it disrupts you somehow. It makes you drop your charge. And, like, we're already on a time limit here. And I'm nearly out of missiles. Maybe I did need that last missile expansion after all. Alright, come on, come on, come on. Gotcha! Not really sure what she was trying to do there in her last moments. Anyway, right, we need to, like, get out of here before this dimension collapses. Hey, remember this portal? I like that they take the time to show her activating it with her scan visor. Victory! And there we have it. The darkness is banished. Ether is light once again. And Samus, it seems, has returned the Luminoth tech back to them. Once again, wow, these guys are tall. I think this model looks a little better than her Prime 1 version, but probably not compared to the remaster. Anyway, yeah. Farewell, Ether. Well, I am still extremely irritated at that, but it is what it is. So yeah, that was Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. Next up, Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. Which unfortunately means that I do have to deal with the elephant in the room. Motion controls. Prime 3 came out on Wii in 2007, and this was the time when people thought motion controls were the revolution that was going to change the industry forever. They have not aged well. However, I will be playing it as usual. Rather than record from this Wii, I'm probably going to use my Wii U for that. That way it can just record in HD. I don't need to mess with, like, an AV to HDMI converter and possible aspect ratio weirdness, which, but yeah, one more done. So the 100% ending for this game, like I said, it's nothing. It's just a post-credits scene that confirms Dark Samus is still alive. Which she will play a very major role in Prime 3, so we're gonna see that pretty soon. I might take a few days break. I might jump straight into Prime 3. I don't know. But, yeah, it's gonna be soon, because I want to get through the trilogy so I can start on Prime 4. What else do I say? This was fun to come back to. It is genuinely, like, I don't know if I'd call it my absolute favorite of the three, but it is, in fact, really good, and the light and darkness gimmick is done well. And the ammo gimmick, which no other Metroid game has. Prime 3... Well, first off, there's the control issue, which we'll see when we get there. It does do a lot more with the story, which I really appreciate. We'll see that when we get there, too. But yeah, apart from that, in some ways it is kind of a step back, but like, honestly, I shouldn't even bother talking about it. We're going to see it soon. What else do I talk about? Well, aside from the fact that I'm so irritated that I can never find that last missile expansion, I want to know where it was. I want to figure out which the heck one that I thought I had got but actually hadn't got. Because that apparently is the case, else I would have been able to find it in, like, any of the 3 different guides I looked at. But it's not a big deal. Like, it's not. Anything that I would have unlocked by getting 100% scans or 100% items, I actually already have from my previous files. So, we are going to check that before we go. But, yeah. More Metroid Prime soon. Okay, do we get our mission final report? Percentage complete, 99%, total time 13:05. Sure. Is that gonna be for, like, New Game Plus, hard mode unlocked, which it already was, since I had save data here. I am surprised that this ended up going a few episodes longer than Prime 1, too, while I'm at it. I figured they would be around the same length. But I guess this one is just harder. Anyway, the image gallery. We got Galactic Federation Troopers, Luminoth, Luminoth with a damaged ear, it looks like. More Luminoth, Ing, Samus being tentacled. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be, honestly. But it's a piece that went through a lot of revisions, apparently. Samus vs. Dark Samus. Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. I'm sure that this says more, but like... yeah, okay. Ruined on Planet Aether. Metroids. Is this like promo art? Renders of Samus? I love the color scheme on this. It looks like a propaganda piece. Maybe this is what the Galactic Federation uses to recruit people. Let's see, more weirdly colored Samuses. Well, there are a lot of these. More renders. I can only presume that these are, in fact, promo art. This one's definitely promo art. Potential titles, or not title screen, box art. That's not the actual box art for this game. Nor is this one. They do look cool, though. Let's see, old Luminoth. Okay, here's Gallery 2. This looks like an old Luminoth. Not sure what these are. Pirates, maybe. Here's the pirate. Here's, Pirate Commando, maybe? No, this is a Pirate Commando. And so is this. Designs for Galactic Federation Troopers. I don't know what this is. More Federation Troopers. This was like the first Metroid game where the Federation Troopers actually had a role at all. Morph Balls. Nice Samus. Samus muscle structure? Question mark? Dark suit. Is this like a prototype dark suit? Nice action shot. Screw attack, I presume. Dark creatures. At least I'm guessing that's what these are. Maybe like potential ing designs? Yeah, you can't really tell. We are on to Gallery 3 now. Shrinklobs, Seed Burster, not sure what those two are. Shrink Bats, those weird watch drones, octopedes. Yeah, lots of creatures here. Splinter and Dark Splinter, Pillbug, Blog, annoying things, Krayley. Not sure what this one is. Wait, that might be that one, Toxin Forager thing. I can't remember its name. Wrenchler, Sand Digger, freaking Resbit. Let's see. Various sandworm adjacent creatures here. Quad, Shrieker in more detail. Not sure on this one. Kinda looks like an elite pirate. Ing Smasher, Hunter Ing. That's a really nice render, though. Warrioring, more Warrioring, Grapple Guardian, apparently. Amorbus Armor, more Amorbus. We are into Gallery 4 now. Amorbus Armor, Chica Larva, Chica Adult, Quadraxis. Quadraxis Exoskeleton apparently had a plan to give it organic brain matter? Huh. Dark Samus prototypes? Potential final Dark Samus fight where she makes armor for her armor? Huh, interesting. These seem like potential Dark Samus designs. Okay, I have to admit that's a really cool suit type. Okay, I love the Morphball with the eye. This looks closer to a final Dark Samus. Oh, including the transparent skeleton that we saw in the final battle. Yeah, okay. Emperor Ing. Emperor Ing Chrysalis, mutated Emperor Ing. Not sure what this one is. Metroid. Painting of someone. More Ings, more creatures. We're in Gallery 5 now. Let's see. Luminoth stuff. Yeah, more Luminoth stuff. Luminoth are like really freaking tall compared to Samus. Ooh, zombie troopers. Yeah, Samus meeting Ing. Emperor Ing again. Dark Samus. Tentacles. Not sure what that's for. Old Luminoth again. Amorbus. Sky Pirates. Little beetle looking things. Shrieker. Lots of sketches here. Light and Darkness. Digital Dark World. Okay, I like this one. This is like Samus approaching Sanctuary Fortress, I assume. Light suit. Luminoth Distress Signal Thought Cluster. Luminoth Symbol Translation Key. Yeah, apparently this is translatable. I really have no clue how you would even again to try and translate Luminol text, but this is apparently what their alphabet is like. Storyboards? We're in Gallery 6 now. Yeah, storyboards. This one's like Samus entering Dark World for the first time. Yeah. Dark Samus appears. Okay, that's everything. Alright, so again, Prime 3 soon, maybe not tomorrow, but soon, I promise. Like, I want to make progress. Hi, Editing Mezzy here. So, I figured it out. I could have sworn that I'd gotten this missile expansion, but I looked back at the footage for early Torvus Bog and I just never did. So yeah, I thought it was lost. I just needed to give it a little more time. It's about a day after my initial recording. Let's go get our 100% ending for real. Hey buddy, ready to die again? This is awkward. Don't worry. I'm not going to let this thing beat me after I already beat it at 99%. I'll find a way to get more ammo. Ow. This thing is also taking off a lot more health now. There we go. Okay. So I was right. It's not hopeless. Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay, yes, absorbing the energy controller does put you back at full health. Good. It was like at half. Let's go kill Dark Samus. Again. Yeah. Gotcha. He took significantly more damage than I thought I would in that fight, but I wasn't really paying much attention to health. The time limit is the greater concern, and I finished with 2 minutes left, so whatever. Goodbye, Dark Samus. Mission final 100%. Total time 13:13. I'm a little irritated that I had to beat the game twice, mostly it myself, but we did it 100% and with no deaths. I can now move on to Prime 3 with a clear conscience. Dark Samus will return.